Shortcut. Let's do this dramatic walk down here. Should we change our outfit? What outfit have we got, actually? Well, it is kind of, you know, summer now, isn't it? Basically with the bloody heat wave, it certainly is. Let's see. And what other shoes have we got? It's like, you know, the battle can wait, Nemona. I've got fashion to attend to. Fashion that I cannot get to match. Should we keep the school bag or should we... You know what? We'll stick with the school bag because we're gonna school our friends on what it means to be a champion. Can't zoom in on the face really, can we? But these glasses I guess will do. Good, we'll just go with what we got. It's time to dramatically, slowly, ever so slowly walk down here. It's kind of hard to just lightly nudge the control. There she is. She's facing the opposite way though. So it's a bit awkward, we'll have to come in from around. It's like, I'll move you in a second, Nemona. I just... God damn it. Can't jump that high. Oh, sure, you can climb that. We gotta go around, man. We gotta make this dramatic walk. Basic rules. Imagine we battled here instead. I mean, do we ever battle in this one? Ever? Got like these little battle areas, like maybe it's a multiplayer exclusive for that one. Okay, now let's do this dramatic walk right. Wait, she's facing that side though. Or is that even her? Is it her? Yeah, it is. The things you do for dramatic effects. Then she'll turn the opposite way. Like, God damn it, Nemona, I just want to make a dramatic entrance. Now. And I'm just making a fool of myself. Could have probably done some shopping in the meantime of the amount of times I'm going back and forth here. Okay, she doesn't see me. She doesn't see me. So we gotta make our dramatic entrance. We gotta make a walk with a purpose. We have come to do battle. Any second now. Ah, there you are, Emily May. You ready for our battle between champions? Because all those folks here seem ready to watch. Word got round, I guess. Even the Elite Four here. And out of every single person gathered here, we have no voice acting. I'm the most excited by a mile. Even the director. Even Larry showed up. Stage is set. It's my all-out power versus your strength in full fruition. Let's see who comes out on top. Oh god, that frame rate back there. It's like, go, my arm's about to freaking fall off. You're challenged by Champion Nemona. See, this is why you don't have people gal around for these things. It screws up the frame rate. Finally, the thing I've waited all this time for. Time to begin our greatest battle of all. Really should have, got Molly as a starter for this battle, but I forgot to switch. Not the Stone Edge. Nemona. Oh, that's not gonna be good. It's not gonna be pleasant for any Pokemon. What else you got? Earthworm. Steel type, right? Oh my god, that did so much damage. How does it even work, man? The stones you'd think would be on the ground. Man, Earthworm when it's not in its Titan form is kind of small. I think I helped teach you type matchups, and now we're using it as a blah blah blah. Didn't read it fast enough. Oh gosh. You're a lot tougher than I'd anticipated. How do you like my real hard hits? Man, it feels good to finally let loose. Well, as I say, when in doubt, Raging Bull. It's just a shame of those rocks that are gonna dig into the skin every time. Don't underestimate the worm, and her Pokemon are actually pretty high levels. Raging Bull! Tormox. That's electric type, right? I don't really have an advantage against it, really, do I? Ow! Your defense is weakens. Take advantage with Raging Bull! I don't need a type advantage when I've got the Raging Bull. Dun 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 spots. Interesting team you got there. Raging Bull destroys all. Tauros like, yeah, I may be a bit of a, the glass cannon, but critical hit at a critical moment, that goes beyond luck. You've got some kind of gift. Someone make a gif of that. Gudra the dragon. You know, Taurus is really cleaning house in this battle, isn't it? I'm kind of surprised I kept Taurus around the whole time. Same with Venomoth, barely used it. Boom blast. Oh shit. I forgot about your dual kind of poison thing you got going on. Oh. Ow. Jaw lock. It is time for our starters to meet one more time. Finish this as it starts. It's all down to this, my last Pokemon, but you gotta fight with everything we've got. But you have a type disadvantage. Because you purposely handicapped yourself, clearly, because you wanted the extra challenge. Your little Pokemon there is doing a little victory dance. That won't last. It's finally time to go all out. They're just like, no, I disqualify, no Terra Orbs allowed in this battle. There's already enough going on. You see everyone kind of like lagging and frame rate dropping, all these characters in the background. Can't possibly use Terra Forms like this. Shine blazingly bright, my greatest treasure. It's not even gonna get a single attack here, because my starter is gonna knock you on the top. Looking like a jester, looking like a fool. You'll be feeling it when your flower triggers. Yeah, and a critical hit at that. Overkill. So after this, you want to go to area wherever 0 or wherever it is and chill. I hear this plot there. Why is the screen black? Oh. I thought maybe it was going to be like some weird copyright thing or something and it doesn't play, but no. It's just really delayed transition. You did it! This is legit incredible. You're the strongest out there, Emily May. Except for, you know, the battle areas and all that. I mean, you knocked me flat, and I was giving you absolutely everything I had. Everything I'm gonna kill you. Oh man, Pokemon battle in, am I right? It's so much better, so much more fun than I ever knew. Even knew. I mean, whatever. Shake my hand. Thanks for the incredible match. You beat me and all that. There's like, psh, haha, got ya. Yay, we're no longer lagging. Now let's give ourselves a minute and have a quick break, Emily May, before round 2. Which Pokemon should I bring out this time? Decisions. You know, someone who didn't seem to show up often, he doesn't care about Pokemon battles. Victory Road, complete, your laptop's fucked and I'm still salty. We're not allowed to use our phones on the school premises, remember? Yo, oven here. Bow wow. Whoa, down boy, don't jump up like that. Seems like hearing your voice as old my boss if you're all worked up, anyway. Oh, but that's not why I called. If you remember what we talked about before? About going to Area Zero. Yes. 'Cause you do, you little know-it-all. Got a mind like a steel trap, eh? Well, all the effort you've been putting in around Paldi has really helped you make a name for yourself. Build up some goodwill, that's for sure. So I've been able to secure 2 allies who want to go to Area Zero with us. That should have us ready to tackle anything. So now we all just got to get there. First step will be gathering at Area Zero. I'll be ready and waiting at the Zero Gates. I'll send you the location on your phone too. Have we even been there before, like the actual gates? Don't leave me hanging forever. It makes it look like it's got a terror orb, doesn't it? We'll be waiting. Bow wow wow. Bow wow wow. Bow wow wow wow. My own personal microwave. So I got this room all to myself. My Pokemon are all healed up. I got a bed. I got a desk. That I have wait, but it's just a desk. But we're not allowed to take seats, you see. We cannot sit down. Only during the interview. And that's only a one-time only thing. Unless each time you take on the league, you gotta do the written test again. Well, it's not a written test, it's just a questionnaire. It's like, hey, they may, complain if we use our phones, but you can't complain about me sliding along the floors. That's about the only thing I can do around here. Oh, teacher's got something to say. What does it teach? Hello, Andy. I see you've already registered. Oh, okay, that makes sense. 200 species of Pokemon for your Pokedex. Wow, Pokemon from the mountains, Pokemon from the sea. Wait, what? No way! You even found Pokemon in a place like this? Sorry about that. I got a little excited there. My Pokemon research is moving along super duper splendidly, thanks to you. Here, take this. Consider it my way of saying thanks. Thanks for the quick balls and on such... Well, quick notice. It doesn't make sense. You're a bona fide Pokemon catching professional, Andy. That's why these videos don't get many views, you see. It's because you're just too focused on doing random shit like catching Pokemon and taking classes. For your next goal, it's finally time to go for a completed Pokedex. Aim for 400 species. Why is that like the whole Pokedex in this game? Anyway, 400 species, holy shit, it's like... That's maybe... How many Pokemon are there now? That's probably close to half of the number of Pokemon that exists. It's probably reached the 1,000 mark by now, though, surely. There's no easy feat, but I'm sure you can do it. Keep tossing those Pokeballs and don't give up. But I need a stupid subscription just to frickin' get the stupid exclusive versions of the other game. It's bullshit. And the evolution ones. Someday you can only be evolved while trading. It's freaking dumb. Aim to register 400 Pokemon species in your Pokedex. Once you do, press the X button on the Pokedex app and you'll get a nice little completion mark. I'd love if you could show me when you get it. It's like the thing I like the most about this is catching all the Pokemon and filling out the Pokedex, but they always make it freaking bullshit with these stupid version exclusive, having to trade, and what was that? Are you trying to do a dab when you fall over like that? What's up with that? Teach. This floor ain't very safe. You can slip and fall and break your neck. Let's see, we're seeing how big our Pokemon are. We got big balls. We heard there's someone in the city who loves seeing Pokemon that are really big or small, right? Even Pokemon the same species can be all sorts of different sizes. Folks say Pikachu look different depending on their gender. But I don't know what the difference is. I'm just looking at his ass and I'm not seeing no difference. So cute, look at this chubby little neck. He's just cuties. They say as they stare at his ass all day. You gotta have something to say about Area Zero. Thank you again for your outstanding work on Operation Starfall. I cannot tell you how relieved I am that we were able to help Miss Penny as we did. Now I need her to return the favor. I need a laptop fixing, potentially. Hopefully. God, it's like, it's gonna be pricey to have him look at it, and it's like last time he says like he doesn't think it's got much left in it at this point, and now I'm like, maybe that was it, maybe it's dead. I don't want it to be dead, man, because I still use it. It's like I've moved over to the newer laptop as general use and all that, which I've been reluctant on, partially because the laptop, I just couldn't get used to it because it feels just weird. And second, is for the very same reason that the old laptop, it lasted a good few years for as long as it has lasted. Literally falling apart and everything. But I've been avoiding using the newer laptop as much because, wear and tear over time. I even keep it in a box when it's not in use, for God's sake. Which, the irony is the freaking old laptop was on top of said box when it fell. Fucking cats, man. They climb over things and I was like, no. And because I was like, no, kind of knocked it over as a result. I'm pissed. So like as soon as this recording ends and I get round to addressing that again, I'm going to probably not be as pissed. Because I think I've already got that out of my system for the most part, but I can't even play my fucking guitar, my keyboard with anything anymore because I don't want to frickin' try to figure out how I can install Ableton and shit like that again on the newer laptop. It's too much of a bloody hassle, man. I hate that shit. It's so annoying. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. It's giving me flashbacks to that Hatsune Miku Vocaloid software I had. It's like once the laptop that had that died, that was it. Couldn't use it again because it's a one-time only thing. I fucking hate that. I wonder if it'll be the same with Ableton. It's like I got a second version of Ableton. Actually, is that it right there? Actually, yeah, it is. It was one of the last things I got for Christmas from my mother before she passed was a MIDI keyboard because, my nephew got one and I was testing it out and I was like, oh, that's a cool thing. So he's like, hey, I'll buy you one as well. And it did come with Ableton as well. But my audio interface came with Ableton, so I've technically got two versions, so I could just use that probably to install it. Still annoying though, having to freaking reinstall shit. And I'm trying to make it so that I don't have as much things taking up space on the laptop. Because these goddamn videos and the recordings themselves take up an incredibly insane amount of space. And unlike the old laptop, where you have two separate hard drives installed, this one only has the one. So I can't even have one save on the other and have the other one simply for recording. It's annoying. I cannot help but relieved I am that we were able to help Miss Penny as we did. It's going to cost you a pretty penny to have that laptop looked at again, and it'll be all in vain, because life sucks. And then Heatwave finishes you off. And I know she's extremely grateful for your part in all this. So I have one more thing to ask of you. The request is admittedly of a delicate nature. Do you think you could continue being good friends with Miss Penny as you have thus far? Sure, we're best buds, you bet. I must say, I truly am glad to have you as one of my students at the academy. How come there was no option to be like, nah? I believe you more than earned this small token of my appreciation. A big nugget. Well, is that the first big nugget we've actually found in the game? And we didn't even find it, we were given it. I hope that you will always just stay just as wonderful as you are now, Miss Emily May. Don't be going to Area Zero now, you formed a close bond with Director Clabell. Socially crank. Gone up. I'm so glad that you came to Hoover Academy, Miss Emily May. Not like that other academy in the Scarlet version with a different name, but the same director, presumably. And in the same spots and everything. Got anything in here, that director? Anything I can look at, have a little nose about? Can I have that olive starter Pokemon that you clearly evolved? I want to complete the Pokedex after all. Not allowed to use our phones, but even in the director's office we can do this. It's like, you know, I think we've earned the right to be, you know, all careless like this every now and then. It's like, break his TV. What even is that? These fossils? Come to think of it, where are the fossil Pokemon? Are there even any fossil Pokemon in this game? Should we take on a class or two before wrapping this recording up? God knows how the freaking audio is gonna sound, because, yeah, this is the first freaking recording where I'm testing different settings, so I don't know how well it's gonna play out. Interested in any classes, or are you a classless fool? Biology. Mr. Jackoff. Mr. Jacking It in San Diego. That's why he was fired. Hello, hello, I hope everyone is ready to learn some new things today. But before we get going, do you all remember the final question from our midterm exam? No, because that was ages ago. Well, Director Clabell found out about it somehow and I got yelled at. Whoops. Apparently you could tell I was hiding something just by looking at me. You must have noticed all the color flushed right over my face, haha. Probably something about the Pokedex or something. Speaking of color, today I'd like to teach you all about colors as they pertain to Pokemon. Some Pokemon have slightly different coloration or patterning on their bodies based on their gender or individual differences. In very rare cases, a Pokemon may have wildly different colorization compared to others of the same species. We call these specimens shiny Pokemon, and we've only encountered one, and it was quite early on. It was a Hoppip. It is quite rare to cross paths with one. Does anyone here know what the likelihood of finding a shiny Pokemon is? God damn it, this isn't frickin' math. I mean, actually, what are the odds? Because we've only encountered it once, but I don't know, it could be 1 in 400. But it could also be 1 in 4,000. You know what? You know, call this cheating, but I'm gonna frickin' look this up. Instead of encountering shiny Pokemon. That. There's 1 in 4.096. So that does imply maybe 4,000, maybe? I guess. If I'm wrong, then I'm wrong. 1 in 4,000? Wow, that's right, Jimmy. You have the makings of a Pokemon professor, haven't you? Well, you know, they are super rare, so, you know, sometimes you think, okay, maybe it's the middle option. Maybe it isn't that rare. No, it is that rare. Somehow I've still encountered at least one shiny Pokemon now. Shiny Pokemon appear at a rate of 1 in 4,000. Isn't that amazing? Probability of encountering one in the wild is the same as hatching one from an egg too. So you can get a shiny Pokemon that way, but you know, that'd be even more of an effort really. It's like, sure, it's the same level of rarity, but it probably feels a lot more special if you get it from an egg. Unless there are exploits. There are, you know, some exploits I imagine people can make. But there's only cover a certain extent. Can you imagine, be like, okay, I want a Pokemon with all the IVs and all that are perfect, but also shiny. That would be a bitch and a half. Eggs from a pair of Pokemon raised around different languages are a special case. Okay. There's a higher than average chance that a shiny Pokemon will hatch from these eggs. Guess that's why everyone wants their Pokemon from Japan. You got a Pokemon from Japan mixed with a Pokemon from, like, you know, UK or US or, you know, whatever. Which, come to think about it, if you say I had, you know, I'm from the UK, I traded Pokemon, and the person who traded back to me was from France or something. That technically counts. So then, the offspring for that Pokemon with any of the other Pokemon that I catch would breed a Pokemon with a more likelihood of being shiny. Is that what I'm gathering from this? So I just raised up these shiny Pokemon life from these eggs, but we haven't been able to figure out why that is just yet. I've also heard rumors of a charm that increases your likelihood of finding shiny Pokemon when you have it in your bag. Can you believe that? It's a shiny charm. It said something about that, but I don't know what it is. Charm can't be significantly verified, but it sure would be fun if it would. Oops, there's the bell. That's all for today. Thank you for your attention. Get the fuck out of my classroom. It's like, whoa, 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 teacher. Why did you get an attitude all of a sudden? Because, relatably, much like me, his laptop broke and he had all of his freaking research on it, and he'd only backed up about like 75% of that research. Good morning, Miss Emily May. What class? Yes, math class. And then she teaches us about biology. It's like it all comes full circle. Or maybe she'll talk about shapes. Teach us the difference between, you know, full circle and what's the word I'm looking for? It's like, you know, when it comes to the Earth, it's like, I forget what it was now, but it's not like perfectly round, you know. Hello everyone, let's have a fun class today. Did you make sure to review last class's material in order to stay sharp? I know it was a little difficult with all that talk of multiplication and percentages and the like. But today we'll be looking about percentages again to learn about probability. That may sound like we're going to have another difficult class, but did you know that all of you already deal with probability on a regular basis? Pokemon moves generally have a property called accuracy, which determines the probability that they will hit. The accuracy of tackle is 100 or 100%, so if you were to use tackle 100 times, you could expect it to hit all 100 times. Wasn't it in the early gen was tackle like, or some similar move, wasn't it like 90 or 95% accuracy for some reason? I can't remember. I never got a chance to play Gen 1. You know, didn't have the games. And you know, when I got the Nintendo 3DS, right? They freaking shut down the store now, so can't get it there. But it came with Pokemon Yellow, but obviously it must have been like some separate code thing. And we didn't figure that out, so I never got to play it, man. And I probably can't, even if I was somehow able to figure out what the code was, because the store is no longer there. Because Nintendo fucking hates everyone. Because they're like, let's close all of our stores. Let's make it, you know, we prioritize, what's the word? The fear of missing out, you know? Why do you think Pokemon always have those bloody events and shit? And how Nintendo had that, you know, timed thing with that Mario game. I'm not sure if they ever, you know, went back on that, or if they were just like, nope, only for special time, limited time only. That type of shit, I hate it. I hate it so much. It's like, I remember playing Sun and Moon, and I played it so much, and I was waiting for some event, it never came. And then once I lost interest, that's when they freaking added in new Pokemon. I'm like, fuck you, Game Freak, fuck you, and your freaking stupid event exclusive only Pokemon. I hate you, you bastards. Move Hypnosis, which puts opponents to sleep, has an accuracy of 60 or 60%. That means you could expect it to hit 60 times in 100 uses. Put that another way, out of 100 users you could expect it to miss 40 times. In theory, yes, but it's not truly how it works. It's like, if you have particularly bad luck, it'll miss all the time. Many of the truly powerful moves often tend to have low accuracy. So when you're deciding whether to go slow and steady with moves that are sure to hit, or hard and fast with stronger but less accurate moves, you're always studying probability. Anyone watch my Pokemon Emerald Let's Play from back in the day? That was a sweet moment. I think it was the Battle Factory at the Battle Frontier, where you got picked Pokemon that are just like, you know, you get like 3 different teams or something you can select from at the start. I can't remember how it worked. So you get like 3 Pokemon that aren't yours, you're just renting them for the exclusive of this. And I had a Lapras, if I recall, and it had one of those one-hit KO moves, and by some stroke of luck I was able to, you know, use that to ultimately win in the Battle Factory. I was like, yes! Let me see here, perhaps Surf and Hydro Pump would be good examples for this discussion. Surf has a power of 90, its accuracy is 100, meaning you can expect it to hit every time. Hydro Pump's accuracy is only 80%, but when it hits, its power is 110. So between Surf and Hydro Pump, which move would you want to use yourselves? I feel like it's like I'm more likely to go with the one that's 100%, but you know, it could depend on situation. Oh my, I see you've always considered various possibilities, MJ. I may have made it sound like there was a correct answer here, but there's not. Feel free to use any moves you wish. Factors like PP or numbers of targets hit may take some moves more suited for certain situations. However, trading accuracy for power or vice versa is purely a matter of preference. This Surf versus Hydro Pump debate has been ongoing for quite some time, since the OG days of those moves. Personally, I'm more invested in debating the rock-type moves, Rock Slide and Stone Edge. Let me tell you, I could get really worked up talking about these moves, but oh my, there's the bell, what a shame. This class will be the last of our time together. Let's go show up 100% ready to go. Oh, we're approaching the last of the classes. Now I'll just say right here, I was expecting her to be one of the Elite Four. Maybe she becomes the Elite Four after this. Maybe take Larry's place. Maybe. I don't know. Because the way she hinted there, maybe she specializes in rock and ground. That would mean she would take, what was her name? Rika, whatever her name was. But she feels like, then it's like, you kick her out of a job, at least Larry's gym leader, you can't kick out one of the members. I mean, maybe she'd still do the test thing at the start. It's like, is that all I am now? Just an interviewer? Try history, and then that'll be history for this, because then I'm gonna wrap this recording up and throw it into the sun. It's 26 degrees apparently. Doesn't feel that way, maybe because I've got the fan directly on me. Greetings, my little students. Whatever you did yesterday, it is now part of history. Today we will continue to unravel the marvels that history has presented to us. I trust that you all remember our lesson before the midterm exam covering the great crater of Paldea and its interior, Area 0, which we will be heading to, you know, at some point in the next report session. This mysterious crater captured the imaginations of many, including the former Paldean Emperor. 200 years ago, a group of explorers claimed to have finally reached its depths. The name of the team that achieved this great feat was the Area 0 Expedition. A team is said to have been made up of Paldea's best and brightest. Skilled battlers, brilliant researchers, talented individuals of all kinds, and that's why we need to assemble our team. not just our Pokemon team. Among the list of team members was the name of a man who was an author and brilliant natural historian, Heath. Who the hell is Heath? After returning from the expedition to Area Zero, he used his literary talent to record the events of the expedition and publish them. Now, it's been a long time since I played Legend Arceus, but could it be the guy behind you? I can't remember that guy's name was. But then if that was him, it's like, did he just, like, start in Sinnoh, but then he's like, you know, I'm gonna travel the world to uncover all its secrets. Aha, perfect timing to make eye contact, young Nemona. Let's see if you were paying attention. What was the name of the team that first made it to the deepest reaches, not wretches, of the Great Crater? They were the Survey Corps. They were the adventurers that was the expedition. Correct. To pick up on and remember a term, I simply slipped into the flow of the lecture. You really are quite the clever one. The correct name for this team was the Area Zero Expedition. Record of these activities were written by the expedition member Heath, can be found in bookstores and the like even today. This record is now known as the Violet Book. How fitting. At the time, the entire regional party was absolutely buzzing about Area Zero. The Violet Book was so popular that practically everyone had a copy. However, the book itself was full of fantastical descriptions and illustrations of things that could never be thought of as real. The masses began to call Heath a liar. Even the truth of the expedition making it to the bottom of the crater was called into question. During the descent to the earth, my arse, the Violet Book was condemned to the shelves of used bookstores as just another book of wild paranormal stories. There's a copy on one of the bookshelves on the ground floor of the entrance hall. Feel free to have a read if you're interested. Wait, I thought the Violet Book was like something kind of rare because, you know, the professor was like, you gotta get it from the lab. But now you sound like, oh, it's quite a common book unless that version was different. Oh, is that the time already? I must have gotten swept up in filling your minds with knowledge. This ends today's lesson. We shall unravel more of history's enigmas together next time. Such as why laptops only last a few years. Well, the answer is wear and tear, I guess. I really am surprised how long it lasted, given that, you know, I wasn't exactly the most careful with it. Let's see if we can find this book. So it was on the ground floor. Gotta check the rest of the side first. Right got it. Time some moves. Still being harassed by Mr. Boss. Here we go, smooth song. What the hell? Evergrande, the Mexico stands out there where we enter seeds. Well, this isn't Final Fantasy VIII, and leave in fruition. Our minds wide as the crater for wide educators to fill with individuals where the future ability to swell of grapes of poly. It only became a song halfway through. You know, that's the ultimate test, actually. It's like, if it's picking up the fan, can it pick up my guitar? Looks like it might be partially. Okay, let's do that again. I don't know how well it picked up my guitar. Maybe it didn't even pick up at all. Oh, Grand Mexico stands on you. No. I don't know what chords to go there. Over Grand Mexico stands our dear. You are where we enter as seeds and leave in fruition. A mind as wide as the crater for wise educators who fill with individual spirit and future ambition. Teach us well of graves of power in the key of C. That probably didn't pick up all that well anyway. That book's kind of high up. We don't know the rules and regulations because we're not tall enough. We wrapped out of academy and when they attended. Wait, what's this? Some of the recent pages are parts torn out, so you can't read them. What's up with that? And I don't see this book anywhere. What's up with that? What are the rules? Students shall wear their academy provided uniforms at all times. That includes when you're outside of school, I guess. Hairstyles left to students' discretion. You can have a pompadour if you want to, I guess. Students should behave properly and strive not to inconvenience others. During their independent studies, students may travel freely throughout the Paldio region. However, the Great Crater of Paldio remains strictly off limits due to safety hazards, even though that's where we're going next. We got permits. We're allowed in now because we're a champion. And we got other champion levels with us, I guess. Like one champion rank trainer and Penny's good at hacking. So, on our grand adventure, we have finally succeeded. We have finally defeated the Elite Four and Nemona. And now we can finally wrap this up for this recording. You phased right through me. How did you do that? It's concerning me. Where'd they go, actually? As they become one with me, am I and my Pokemon one? Have we done some kind of Digimon-esque evolution thing? I don't know how to feel about this. Will we, like, have some kind of Mega form? No. We have Mega evolutions in these games now. It's just, you need stones for them. Which, I'm not even sure where you even bloody find bastard things, and I don't even use them anyway. Because I'm not really as familiar with that shit. It was in Sun and Moon, and yeah, I'm pretty sure that is Molly right below us right there. I see the sleeping sound thing indicator, so that's clearly just right by our feet. Literally. So, yeah. What about Moon? Right. So, that is going to do. No, it's not going to do. That's not going to do. Yeah. Right. Yeah, that's a bit closer to the middle. Wrong button. It's like, whoa, how'd you manage to hit the wrong button? You're 2 hours and 30 minutes almost into this recording. It's like, wow, look at that Pokeball up there that we can't get to, even though we could if we, flew off a mountain, but we were not allowed because we get teleported down here because we're not allowed to do fun things. Fun is illegal at Game Freak. Not allowed. I keep pressing the wrong goddamn button. Power pose to indicate. That's gonna do for this part in the record session. What Pokemon will fly overhead this time? I don't know. Might not even be a Pokemon. It could be something else, but probably gonna be a Pokemon. And our Pokemon right there is taking a nap because that's what cats do. That is all. Fuck, I hate. I'm still salty about the laptop. That still sucks. But see you next time, viewers. Hopefully this freaking audio works properly, because my god. I've dreaded this moment for a long time, because I freaking hate Windows 11. I could not figure out how to get this stupid audio to work properly. See you next time, viewers. See you next time.